What would you recommend starting out early career? I'm new to the field, except a consulting position, and was recently offered a GS position. The volatility of the private sector worries me, but the pay is definitely better. I'd also be able to get my hands on way more, like you said. If you're starting out and you are offered a GS position, I would say take it. And here's the reason why. The GS, the government is going to give you a lot of training. Guaranteed they're going to give you some training. Like, they're going to pay for courses. And even if they don't pay for courses, like they don't pay for boot camps or things like that, or certifications, you can actually start on your degree. If you have a master's, if you don't have a degree, you can start on your degree. If you have an associate's degree, you can get a bachelor's degree. If you have a bachelor's degree, they're going to pay for you to get a master's degree. So if I was starting out, knowing everything I know now about cybersecurity, about IT, and I was offered a GS position, knowing what I know now, I would take that GS position, even if it paid less, because they're going to pay. Because number one, they're going to have way better benefits. On average, way better benefits. Now, if you work for a Google or Facebook or something like that, they probably have better. There are companies who have better benefits than governments, but those are typically very hard to get into because there's not a lot of people leaving those positions. Some of the gigantic multi-billion international companies, those ones have really good benefits. So if you can get into one of those positions, take it. But if not, if it's an average position at a Northrop Grumman or a Lockheed Martin, and it's not like a C-level exec director type position, go for a GS. GS is going to be better than your average job. It's really, they're not going to just fire you for no reason. They're not going to let you go for no reason. They're going to train you. They usually have a budget for training each year. They have programs for you to get your master's degree, your bachelor's degree, or whatever. Certification programs. I mean, and you're going to get some experience. So build up. If you're starting out, get the GS position. Take advantage of all of the incentives that they have to upgrade yourself. Get your degree, maybe. Get some experience under your belt. And then, after about a year or two of doing that, maybe I would say probably 2 to 3 years. After about 2 to 3 years, of working for a GS position, then think about going to private sector, and that will actually give you an idea of like what you already have and what you're paid, and then what you're worth. Because here's the thing: if you actually got the degree, if you spent those 2-3 years getting that degree, getting that certification, getting that experience, now you're worth way more to the private sector. That's what I would do if I was in your position. So GS is, just so you guys know, if you guys didn't know, GS is a government civil servant that works in the public sector. That means the federal government in some capacity. And also you have state government positions that are also public sector. And that just means, public sector means that they work for everyone. They work for the DMV. They work for SSN, Social Security Card Agency. They work for the Department of Defense, the Army, the Navy. They work for everyone. They use the tax dollars that you and I pay for in the U.S., and then they're paid from tax dollars. So they do public service. As opposed to private sector. Private sector means like it's a privately owned company. It's, you know, it's your Lockheed Martin, your Google, your Facebooks, your Twitter, whoever. All those are privately owned companies that you can go ahead and work for. So that's the difference between public and private. So yeah, if you're, I've also said that if you are a family guy, you got a bunch of family and stuff, you got kids and wife and stuff you gotta attend to, then I would highly recommend GS position because it's way more stable. They're not going to just fire you out of nowhere. Private sector is volatile. I mean, they can let you go for any reason at all whatsoever, but they do pay really, really well. Like, you're talking like 6 figures easy in the private sector. Not so easy in the public sector because you got to be like a GS, I don't know, 14 or something like that. GS 13, I think, is when they start. I'm not sure. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong.